Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is, and another beautiful day. So, no matter where you are, make sure you have plenty of water, not the faucet water. Please do not drink your faucet water unless you have maybe well water or spring water, but not your faucet water. So anyway, I love you all, and I hope you're getting out in nature. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't mind me, Starlight's like seeing all these flies. They've been like ping, ping, ping. So I will get one of them one of these moments here. So anyway, yes, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't be afraid, don't be shy. So wing by and say hi, Starlight. And thank you, the ones that do, leave me a comment. Thank you so much. And also, you could share my videos with your family, your friends. Let me see, I was thinking of an animal, but I don't want to put that one out there. We're gonna do it anyway. A rat, a white rat, a silly rat, a white rat, almost like silly old rabbit. So yeah, a rat and a silly old rabbit. So tricks are for kids. So anyway, besides a rabbit and a rat, is you can also check out my playlist, and you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. All right, and again, I just want to say a big, huge thank you to all of you who have been there, who have been here from the beginning all the way to now, and all of you in between. And maybe you just joined me not too long ago. Thank you for being here. And today is you gotta have this, and Starlight has been learning this on this journey more than ever. I needed this. I don't care what people think, why I am where I am, what is Starlight. I am not here to answer to people. God is the one that I answer to. So it doesn't matter what people think and why, like what people think I should be doing. And that is a good, huge part about my YouTube channel, is not caring of what other people think, unless you have people that are loving and supporting you, that really do care for you, but they're not controlling you. There's a difference. Is you have people that understand you, and that they're there supporting you and loving you, but then there's other people that, they try to tell you what to do, but you're not going on the same path. Starlight is going on this path, and they're going on this path. So there's no, agreement on where I should be. So anyway, this video is about taking a step of faith. Taking that step. It's scary. Yeah, I know it's scary. I just met a lady last week sometime. She was out selling things on the side of the road, dresses. My baby's out here. So she was selling things on the side of the road, and it was a blessing to meet her. And there was a couple of men that were there that were just kind of keeping her company as she was trying to sell things. And so Starlight was going through a lot, and my car was in the shop, and God already took care of it. It's amazing. And what I learned, how God took care of it, is, I have ways to get help. But Starlight said, no, you know what, I'm not. My old version of myself would have said, Starlight, today's Monday, you got to hurry up and go get the money so your car can get fixed. You got to hurry up, go out there, hurry, go get that money. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. God already took care of it. God already paid for it, So what is the cool thing? I could have ran out there Monday and hurried up and went out there and tried to get the money, but I said, nope, I'm letting go. I'm letting go. God has been showing me on this journey, one way or another. Starlight, huh? What? Yeah? What universe? What God? I got it taken care of. You got it taken care of? Before, I used to say, how? How do you got this taken care of? Or who? Who is gonna help me? Like, when? The who, what, when, where, why? You know, like, how am I gonna, you know, like, where am I gonna get that food? Where am I gonna get that water? How am I gonna get gas money, God, universe? And on this journey in the beginning, yeah, I'm like, I need food. And if you were here on this journey here, when I was getting out of my apartment, and let me think. Oh, actually, I was still in my apartment, not having. I had to save the money that I had, you know, at that time, because I didn't have a lot of faith going on. I didn't know how God was going to do anything. So the money that I did have, I was holding on that for my gas money, man. That's my. If I don't have gas money, I can't move around. You know, after I get out of my apartment, I had to let go of everything I own to go on this self-discovery journey, spiritual journey. I didn't know I was going on this self-discovery spiritual journey, you know, is that I was letting go of everything I had, everything I owned, letting go of the, you know, I lived in that area, in that town since 2017 all the way up until 2023. And started my YouTube channel in March before I moved out. Left my company that I built, you know, had my own cleaning company. I let go of that. Not knowing, I was like, with blinds on, I don't have any material. I wish I had that, because that, you know, it's like Starlight was blind, not knowing at all what and how God was going to do anything. I just knew because somehow or another Starlight was being spied on in her apartment. So a lot of you that just joined Starlight didn't know how I got in this situation. If you don't watch any of the videos, like from the beginning all the way, that's how you're going to really find out about Starlight's journey. And then, yeah, that's a lot of videos, you know, from day one, you know, my first video. And then there's other ones that I made when I was moving out of my apartment. I went from having it all to losing it all. You know, I went from having a place to not having a place, but I had my car. So, you know, be grateful for what you do have. But taking that step of faith doesn't happen overnight. And that's what I was telling this lady the other last week. You know, she was trying to, I said, wow, you have some beautiful dresses. You know, there's, you know, some of them look kind of like gypsy kind of dresses, you know, beautiful colors and, you know, designs and all that stuff. And she's like, yeah, I got to sell this because I need stuff. I got to get, you know, stuff for my cat. I need toilet paper. I needed this. I needed that. I need. And I know what it's like. You know, toilet paper, you know, you definitely need. Now, of course, if I was in a situation with it, you know, there's some people like Starlight, I would have been like, well, you know, if I can't take care of myself, I would have been, you know, letting go of the cat. But not everybody can do that. So, you know, there's been people that I've met, like even on a journey like this, where they have their cat still. They didn't want to let go of their cat and they're homeless, you know, or they're homeless and they have a dog and they're homeless. You know, I'm not here to judge that. As you know, that's between them and themselves. That's nothing to do with me. Is that I was trying to teach this, I was teaching this lady, and there was two men that were witnessing the whole thing, is that you gotta believe, you gotta trust, act like it's already here. And that is taking that step of faith. It is. You know, and that's how I got my vehicle, is I was acting like it was already here. Bam. It was not in my timing. I didn't know. My car got, my lease car got totaled because it was an eclipse day. Something happened to me. I don't understand. The doctors didn't understand. Well, I don't trust the doctors anyway, most of them. But at that time, I didn't understand. I ended up in the hospital. You know, my brand new lease car got totaled, you know, and so I didn't have a vehicle. And so God actually blessed me later on, because I ended up getting a vehicle later on, like a really good Toyota Camry car. That was an amazing car, but it had a lot of miles. So, you know what? I did like a meditation that Bob Proctor, that I love that man. He's like a father figure to me, is that he had a guided meditation to manifest things, to bring them in your reality. I was watching that man a lot before I even discovered my mentor on YouTube. And so I was learning, and that's the big secret. There's the secret, but I guess they left some things out of the secret. So you gotta trust what you're going through, whatever it is that you're going through in life. You gotta act like it's already here, and that is what I did on that meditation years ago when I lived in my apartment. I needed a different vehicle. I wanted one for my business, and if I was ever homeless again, like I was so many other times in my life, it would be a vehicle with more space for myself to be in. And it is kind of weird. I got more space, but it's not exactly how I thought it was. It didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out with the space, because everybody thinks that I ought to have my seat down in the back because it's an SUV. But the thing is that it slants like this, so I can't sleep like that. Starlight has to have it flat. So I have to sleep in the back of my seat in my vehicle. And it works out great for me. So, you gotta really, whatever you're going through, if it's a job, if it's a place, do you love where you live? Do you love the job that you have? What is it that you desire right now? And you got to take steps to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. I was telling that lady with these guys that were witnessing the whole thing, I said, you got to believe. I was helping her out to be confident in that, hey, you know what? God already took care of it. I said, you know what? My car is up there in this shop right now. I said, I have no income, but guess what? God took care of it. I had to act like it was already there. So before my car even got into the shop, I already made an appointment. I am abundant. And that's why those are so important to do every day, is to do the I am affirmations, is it builds up your confidence, because your brain doesn't know the difference whether you are rich or whether you're poor. So the words are very powerful. Those are spells that we are, you could, by what you say, you could say, hey, that will never happen to me. Well, guess what? Your wish is my command. It will never happen to you, because that's what you're bringing in your reality. But you got to believe, not just in yourself. See, if you're believing in only yourself and you're not believing in the higher power, God, the universe, then that's why you got to believe in yourself, but you also have to believe that God is going to bring this in to your reality. But if somebody tells you that, and you always have to say, but, and that's what I was going through last week. But I already tried to do that. But it didn't work. But, well, now you're limiting God. And that's why, is that people think because they ask God for something and they're waiting, they got God on a time thing. Time is an illusion, I'm telling you. And that is why when I needed my vehicle fixed, when the Cadillac converter slipped off the car because the rust in New York, the vehicle just got fixed not too long ago, not even a month ago. And God took care of that. So I have to let go and trust fully. Don't put God on a time thing, thinking that, all right, God, I asked now. I expect, I demand it right here, right now. Okay, come on. God, it ain't happening. It isn't happening. It's not happening. God's not really, it happens for that person. It happens for her. It happens for Starlight, but it's not working for me. See, those limiting beliefs, that's what you got to let go of. That's why I say, like yesterday about becoming your greatest version, you got to let go of your old ways of thinking, your old programming that these are your old things. You've been programmed and conditioned to think that way. Starlight's been there. I had to go on this magical journey. It has. It's been an eye-opening. I've been able to travel around the United States. It was like a fantasy of mine my whole life, is to be able to enjoy that. But I always thought I had to have a guy to be a driver, to do all that. So halfway through my life, I'm like, I'm just going to go from day to day. God knew what was in my heart. On this journey, I never asked for this. This was something that I desired my whole life and never thought it would ever happen. But because I took the steps, and it wasn't easy to give everything away, let everything go, let go of my family, let go of people who I thought was my friends. When God's seen that I was doing the things that I was being told to do through the numbers and the dreams and the symbols and the people that were God used to help me, then things were happening, things were flowing. But it's not when you think God's going to actually hurry up. God's not running around, this lady just asked that, God, I need help. I need toilet paper. I need, So God's not up there, or, God's energy. So it's not like God's running around thinking, okay, I got to hurry up and get this thing to them because I want them to believe in me. No, that is not how, this is exactly how we think God is. We think that God is like a genie in a lantern. And when we do our 3 wishes, bam, 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 everything's going to just fall in our lap and oh yeah. No, God wants us to be patient. God is going to try you. Things are going to look scary, and you got to let go. You got to let go of fear. You got to believe in God, but you got to believe in yourself that you can manifest this. If you're doubting in yourself and doubting in God and thinking, oh, it doesn't happen, I see it happening for my neighbors, I see it happening for my family, how did they manifest it, but I can't? See, I can't. That's why, is because you don't believe in yourself. You're doubting yourself. You're putting a spell in your own life. Sorry, Starlight thinks there's always flies landing on her. So you have to believe and trust. And words are very powerful. What are you thinking? You don't even have to say shit. And if you're thinking shit, if you're thinking, yeah, that ain't never gonna happen for me, it hasn't happened yet, I'm waiting, God, like how come it hasn't happened yet? You're gonna keep on waiting. Your timing is not God's timing. I had to learn that, and that's why now it's like, you know what? I'm learning to be patient. You can learn a lot in nature. I tell you what, this morning I threw 2 slices of wheat bread. Wheat is way better for the birds than, the birds are going to eat whatever they want to eat. But 2 slices of wheat bread, you know what? They saw me throw it. They know it's there. They are patient. They have their own system out here. They don't just sometimes they do, but I don't know what the rules are on this, how this works out. Like last night, I threw 1 slice of bread out, and there was 2 ravens that were gathering it, They're patient. They're not worried. The vultures actually have dominance over the ravens. When I put meat out here, the ravens couldn't touch it. They knew about it, but now they gotta just wait for the vultures to go get it, because they make deals out here. So the animals have a same kind of thing, like the way we have like a government, but this is different. This is the way nature, this is the way God has it all laid out. They have to be patient. They can't be in a rush and hurry up because they can get killed. They know they can't trust humans. Why? I've seen some humans do some crazy shit to the birds and geese out in New York. There was a man that got so upset, he thought that this is too funny. I was feeding the geese with my daughter, and one of the geese got so excited, it flew down from the sky, and this man that wasn't, he was going through something. He thought that geese was trying to attack me. the wing actually scraped up against my side. That's how close this geese got to me. These geese knew about Starlight, and the geese was so excited to see Starlight with the food. This man, right after, started throwing rocks at the geese. So the ravens and the other birds, they know they can't just trust anyone out here. And you can learn a lot from nature, is not to trust everyone out here. That's what Starlight is. I say to myself, is that there's funky energy out there. And if I'm around the wrong kind of people, and I don't know where they go. I don't know where they spend their time. Do they go at the bar scene, drinking alcohol, doing drugs? Do they go home and getting in a fight with their wife or their husband? Do they go home and beat their kids? What kind of energy? And that's why you got to protect your energy. But as far as God goes, as far as having faith, you got to let go. You got to let go of what you think and how you think it should be and when it should happen. Or how is it, how is it going to happen? God, I asked 5 minutes ago, don't you know that this is so important? That I got to have this? My bill is going to be late. I've been there. There's many times I didn't even have minutes for my phone. I was going around without minutes on my phone, connecting to Wi-Fi everywhere. I was learning. My timing is not God's timing. And so as I learned that, I need to do this ahead of time. I need to, ask for help, not the day that my minutes run out. Hey, yeah, my minutes ran out today, universe. Yeah, well, what do you want me to do about it, Starlight? I got to still trust and believe that God's going to take care of it. It's not when I think. And that is what trips people up. You got to let go of how you think it's going to be. I've had a lot of people on this journey. You know what they told me? Go to the welfare, go to the government, Starlight. I have not gone to the government or welfare to go get help. Most of you couldn't sit in this situation. And this is about what is having a relationship with God, is trusting. You don't know how, you don't know when, but sitting still, just like those birds, waiting. Now the geese are not like that. Geese are a lot different than the ravens or the crows or other birds. The ravens and crows, they're so patient. They're not, if the food's right there, that bread is still here. So I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, there's something that they got rules that they got to go by. So they're not out there at nighttime. It's different. I fed them last night. Boom, they were there. They made sure that no cars are coming. If there's a car or person, they'd like, we're just waiting. We're just waiting. We're not going over there. We're not in a rush. What's the sense in going over there and getting the bread if I could be dead, I'm dead now, so now I don't even need the bread, right? So you got to believe and trust, no matter if it's a relationship that you're in, is you might be in a, maybe you're looking for the one. Are you patiently waiting for the one? Are you doing anything about it? Are you working on yourself? Or do you think God should just give you that one without doing the work? How do you think that relationship is going to go when you're not even doing the work? Do you even know yourself? No, you don't. You don't even know yourself. So how are you going to know the one that is the one for you? You got to know who you are, and that's by doing the work. That's by letting go of your old version of yourself and trusting that God already has that one out there for you. So anyway, I love you, is that you got to let go. You got to believe. You can't go back and forth in your mind like, oh, and then you got to be grateful. When God blesses you, when you're ready, is to be grateful. Thank you. And you can bring this in, is that you got to act like it's already here, like I did with my car. I was driving around in my car, and I'm like, thank you, universe. Oh my, I was getting all emotional. I'm thinking, thank you. I didn't know how my car was going to get fixed. I didn't know how I was going to get the money, but I believed it was already here. God already took care of it. It's already done. It's already done. Just like a relationship. You know, you got to act like it's already here, but you got to do the work. And that is another thing that Starlight's working on right now. I've been doing the work, but it's not in my timing. It's when the universe is say, you know what, Starlight? You know, I've tried to put this guy and that guy and this guy, and no, your mind has been set right on that one. God's going to test you. Oh, you say you want her, but now you're looking at this one and you're looking at that one and you're thinking about that one. You don't really want her. You can't even make up your mind who you want. So you're not ready for it because you haven't been focused on only that one. When you're focused only on that one and you're willing to do the work that you need to do to unite with that one, and you're trusting, and you act like it's already here, it will happen. It takes time to make that happen. It's not when you think it's going to happen. Just like if you're going through financial problems. If you are doubting and you're not even grateful when God's like, bam, there it is, taken care of. And then you're like, oh, thanks, God. And then you don't do anything. You don't work on yourself. You don't when I get blessed by God with anything, I'm like, every time I turn that key, when my starter went bad and there was people that helped me out with that, getting my car started, every time I turned the key, I said, oh, thank you, universe, thank you. I'm actually able to drive around. I'm actually able to park my car. I'm actually able to start the car back up, and God took care of another problem with my car. I wasn't able to drive around because I was afraid something was going to fall off. Well, I got to be wise, don't want to be ignorant. So I was, I don't want to make it to be like something that would only cost $100 and now it's like $700 later. I got to be wise. Can't be, doing foolish things out there. So God was able to take care of that problem. Oh, wow. Thank you, God. I'm able to drive somewhere. Now I can actually go somewhere. But it's not my timing. I got to be patient. It's when God's timing, when I do the work, when God sees when I'm doing the work. And that's why you got to watch out. Even if somebody leaves me comments on my YouTube channel, some of it's a trick. Some of it's to mess you up. So just because you see a comment on my YouTube channel, are they from a sincere heart? Are they really of God? Are they even real? I've had so many comments before, a while back, like a month ago. It was not good comments because they're trying to trip me up and you. So just because somebody leaves a comment on anybody's YouTube channel, it doesn't mean that that person is a person that loves God. It could be, to challenge you and what you believe and think. That's why you got to be mindful of what you think, what you believe. Find out who you are. There's people out there not only trying to trip me up, trying to not get me to believe in what I'm doing, they're trying to trip you up and try to throw you off and put you on a different path and try to get you, distracted and all these things. So be aware of that stuff. I think the people that are on my YouTube channel that have been there, leaving me great, beautiful comments. That's what it's about. Inspiring each other, being there to help each other through this life journey. I appreciate all of you. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Swing by and say hi to Starlight by leaving a comment down below. You could share my videos. And I'm going to say the ravens and the geese this time because the geese, they're totally different than, geese will come right to you when you feed them. But the ravens, they will fly around, but they're not going to zoom right down right away. Just like right now, that bread is still there. Starlight, they're not, believe me, they are interested in that bread, but they got things that they got to go by. They got stuff they know not to be in a rush to go and get their food supply. They know that they have to protect themselves. They know their babies and all that stuff. There's a time that they will come and get that bread. Somebody else might have to get it instead. They make agreements out here, hey, we're helping each other out, so the vultures and the ravens, they actually help each other out. So I love you so much. You can also check out my playlist. Plus, You can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you all, but it's not in your timing. It's in God's timing. Don't give up just because it didn't happen when you think it's going to happen or the way it's going to happen. You still got to trust and believe. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.